I like every now and again to take a look at the more offbeat legal stories that are out there. Helping us do that this morning is attorney Dunham Biles. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. So this is weird. A Florida jury has awarded $38.3 million to 16 family members of people killed during Colombia's civil war. Okay, I'm good so far. Why is this against the banana company?
Well, because the dispute is whether or not the banana company was simply being extorted by the right-wing paramilitary group who killed FARC members, the left-wing paramilitary group, and took over, and thus was charging them, for security and so forth, or did Chiquita use the right-wing military group to help control the unions and provide security and do other things? So in other words, was Chiquita voluntarily using the paramilitary group to get their way, or were they being extorted? And the jury apparently decided that Chiquita was using the military for its own advantage and therefore was basically participating in the activities conducted by the paramilitary group.
Okay, so the banana company, now a jury has said they did bad things. How does this end up in a Florida courtroom?
Yeah, that was a huge fight. This case has been going on for 16 years already. It's been up and down on appeals, including about whether it belonged in Florida or whether U.S. law applied or Colombia law applied. The answer is, though, it lands up here because Chiquita is a U.S. company, and thus the court has jurisdiction over them. At the end of the day, though, Colombia law was applied and not U.S. law, I believe.
All righty. Well, next weird story. There's some dirtbag who is cheating on his wife with sex workers. Look, if you don't want to be with your wife, you get divorced. You don't. Anyway, he's now decided to sue Apple because he deleted messages he sent to the sex workers, and his wife found them on another device. So obviously, this is Apple's fault.
Obviously. In fact, this gentleman has the guts to say that he thinks that he would still be married if she had found out some other way besides the harshness of finding it out on the computer. If he'd just been able to have a rational conversation with her and tell her what he'd been doing, she would have been fine with it. And he lost £5 million in the divorce, and so he wants Apple to pay for the £5 million he lost. He somehow thinks that they're responsible just because he managed to forget to delete it off every device.
Well, hopefully the dirtbag will lose that one. And then we've... yes, finally, it's so weird. There's a federal judge in Texas, right? And he banned a female prosecutor, but somehow or other... he was charged with improper conduct, but there's not going to be any discipline, even though he made disparaging remarks about attorneys, female attorneys.
Yeah, his remarks are totally unacceptable, and the Fifth Circuit, the Court of Appeals that oversees him, has said so on multiple opinions, including in regard to the one where he banned the prosecutor from ever showing up in his courtroom again. But the reason why there's not going to be any further punishment is that basically, as a result of this, the judge took senior status, meaning that he's semi-retired. He then gave away all of his cases and then is not taking any new cases. So while he is still technically a judge, he has no work to do. So there's not an issue of that he's going to be on the bench anymore or doing any of these things because he's basically gone.
So is this misogynist still getting paid, though?
Yes, he is still getting paid.
What a wonderful world we live in.
It is a shocking world sometimes.
It is, yes. And, I was able to use dirtbag once. I really feel this federal judge is equally a dirtbag. Dunham Biles, thank you very much for sharing these offbeat stories with us this morning in the legal world. And I guess people will decide whether they want to eat the bananas from the banana company going forward.
Excellent. Have a great day.
You have a great day as well.